Hello students, in previous video we have studied heat, temperature, difference between heat and temperature, different effects of heat. You might be remembering that heat has mainly three effects: change in temperature. When a body is brought in contact of heat, temperature of body rises. Suppose you are having some water in a vessel and water is kept on flame. If you put thermometer in water, you will see temperature is rising. So this is very simple effect of rise in temperature. Second effect is change in state. Again very common. When a solid is supplied heat, it changes to liquid. Liquid is supplied heat, it changes to vapor or gases. Like if a piece of ice is heated, it will convert into water, means from solid to liquid. Water is heated, then boiling starts, means liquid is changing into vapor. Here I am giving two examples. Evaporation. Evaporation of conversion of liquid into gaseous state or vapors at any temperature. Keep in mind, evaporation can take place at any temperature. Very common example of evaporation is drying of cloth. Washed cloth is put in the sun or sometimes in shade also. It dries after some time because of evaporation. Evaporation requires heat, so it causes cooling. I can explain by giving few examples. Suppose you are wearing a wet cloth, then you feel cold. Reason: water present in wet cloth evaporates, absorbing heat of the body. So heat of the body goes out in the form of vapor. That is why you feel cool. If you take a drop of spirit, very common nowadays, sanitizers, alcohol on your palm, again you are feeling cold. Reason: alcohol vaporizes, absorbing heat from your body, your palm. That is why you feel cold. Now let us understand reason behind evaporation. Molecules of liquid experience intermolecular forces, and they are always in random motion inside the liquid boundary. But when liquid molecule comes to the surface, inner molecules pull it inside, pull inwards. That is why the molecule is not able to leave the liquid surface on its own. It requires some additional energy. If this energy is supplied or obtained in the form of heat, that molecule will overcome force of attraction of other molecules and it will leave the water surface. This is what we call evaporation. Since the process goes on every time, that is why evaporation takes place at all temperatures. Now let us understand factors. First factor is area. Very simple, very common. Suppose you are having equal amount of liquid. In first case, liquid is kept in a vessel in confined area, and second case, that liquid is spread on a free surface, same amount of liquid. You will see that the liquid on free surface will vaporize first because area of that liquid is more, so evaporation is more. So more the area, faster the evaporation. Temperature. It is also very common that if liquid is spread on some surface, in winter it takes time to evaporize, and in summer it evaporizes faster. The reason is very simple. In summer temperature is high, in winter temperature is low. That is why rate of evaporation in summer is more. Nature. Evaporation also depends on nature of liquid. Suppose you are having equal amount of alcohol and water, and both are kept in similar type of container. You will see that alcohol vaporizes faster than water. Reason, nature of alcohol is different from nature of water. Wind. Wind is also a factor. If water is sprayed on surface and you start the fan, you will see that water vaporizes faster, means the surface becomes dry early. So presence of wind causes faster evaporation. Presence of moisture. In rainy season, moisture content in air increases. So you might have seen, if your floor is white in rainy season, it takes time to dry, but if same floor is white in summer, it dries quicker. Means presence of moisture in air causes slow rate of evaporation. Second example of change of state is boiling. Boiling is again conversion of liquid state into vapor state, but it takes place at constant temperature called boiling point. For example, boiling point of water is 100 degrees C. Reason, I just told that molecules of liquid are always in random motion inside liquid boundary. They experience intermolecular forces, because of which these molecules are not able to leave liquid surface on its own. They require some additional energy. If this energy is supplied by supplying heat to liquid, these molecules acquire required energy to leave the water surface or liquid surface quicker, faster. At certain temperature, large number of molecules require sufficient energy and they try to leave water surface together. That is why a disturbance is created on the water surface and shaking of water surface starts, liquid surface starts. This is what we call boiling. So heat is supplied molecules acquire sufficient energy so that they can leave liquid surface and boiling starts at constant temperature. Different factors affecting boiling nature of liquid. Suppose you are having two different types of liquids like milk and water. Both the liquids are kept on flame. You put thermometer. You will see that the two liquids will start boiling ultimately, but reading of thermometer will be different. It means boiling point of one liquid is different from boiling point of other liquid. It means boiling point of boiling depends on nature of liquid. Atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure tries to stop leaving of molecules from water surface. That is why with the increase in atmospheric pressure, boiling point increases. Means molecule need more energy to leave water surface, liquid surface against atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure increases, boiling point increases. Presence of impurities. Because of impurities, boiling point increases. Again I explain by giving one example. You know that boiling point of water is 100 degrees C. Now you put some salt or sugar in water and again try to boil and measure the temperature with thermometer. You will see that now boiling point is more. Means if sugar or salt is added in water as impurity, boiling point increases. Third effect of heat is change in dimension. In previous video I told dimension means length, area, volume, etc. So change in dimension can take place in length, in area, in volume. Change in length is called linear expansion. Suppose it is a rod of length L. When temperature is raised by delta T, then change in length takes place delta L. So we can define a quantity coefficient of linear expansion. I repeat, coefficient of linear expansion. This symbol is alpha. So coefficient of linear expansion is equal to delta L upon L delta T. Delta L change in length, L initial length, delta T change in temperature. Second type of expansion is superficial expansion, that is expansion in area. Suppose it is a plate of area A. Now it is heated. Rise in temperature delta T. You will find that area of the plate has increased. Suppose increase in area is delta A. So coefficient of superficial expansion beta is given as delta A upon A delta T. Delta A change in area, A initial area, delta T change in temperature. Symbol is beta and it is called coefficient of superficial expansion. Similarly, a solid body of volume V, initial volume V, it is heated such that rise in temperature delta T. You will find that there is some change in volume. Suppose change in volume is delta V. So coefficient of cubical expansion or volumetric expansion is given as gamma. This symbol is gamma. Gamma is equal to delta V upon V delta T. Delta V change in volume, V initial volume, delta T change in temperature. Coefficient of cubical expansion or volumetric expansion, coefficient of superficial expansion or areal expansion, and this is coefficient of linear expansion. Symbols are alpha, beta and gamma. Ratio among these coefficients alpha, beta and gamma is 1:2:3. I hope you could understand. Thank you students for paying attention. Keep studying.